Hey friends, it's Angela. Welcome. Today's video is about something a little bit different, but it's because a lot of you over time ask me this in the comment section. You all want to know, what do I eat? What do I do for exercise to stay fit at 53 now? So I thought it's been about a year since I did this video before. And even in that video, I made recipes for you that are going to be different than what I'm showing you today. So I thought I would take you on a little journey with me throughout my day so that maybe you could get some ideas for yourself. Maybe it'll inspire you to make a change that you feel you've been needing, really just to be the best versions of ourselves. I am not here to tell you that what I eat is perfect in any way. I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a doctor. So really, you have to do what's best for you or do what your doctor is telling you you need to do. I'm just showing you what I do and what works for me. And that doesn't mean it will work for everybody. So I don't know about you, but when I get up in the morning, I love to wrap myself in a blanket. I come out, I sit on the couch, and usually little Bentley curls up next to me. I light a candle, we put on some music just to kind of, slowly wake up. But always, coffee is like my #1 focus. As of a year ago, we've changed the way we do coffee a little bit. My husband was never a big coffee drinker at all. And then when we came back from that trip, he really started enjoying a good cup of espresso. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because I was saying it all wrong in the last videos. What we were drinking before, I'm like, that's just flavored brown water compared to what we're drinking now. It just starts my morning out right. I love the flavor of it. It's just thicker. So then once I've kind of woken up a bit, we will then get ready to go out for a walk. Now down in Florida, I have been really good and I've been walking 5 days a week, 3 miles a day. And a lot of times I'll do that in the morning. I can get out there, get a good start. It's nice and quiet. There's not a lot of people out there. And there's just that crispness in the air. The sun is just coming through the trees. It just does something for you to breathe in all that fresh air and just be out in nature before you get in and start your day. When I'm done with my walk, 4 days a week, I'm heading to the gym. Now this is something new for me. I have not done weights in a long, long time, and I know it's good for me, so I've really wanted to incorporate that into my routine because I don't want to start losing my muscle mass as I get older, and all this is just hanging. You know what I'm saying? I go for like 20 minutes. That's it. 2 days a week, I do upper body. So a lot of exercises for my arms. I'll do 6 different exercises. And then the other 2 days a week, I'll do lower body. So I do about 4 different exercises for the legs. 2 are different squat exercises. And I know I've read somewhere that squats are really a good exercise for our legs because not only is it working your legs, but it's working your glutes too. So it's like doing double duty, which I need. So I will do that the other 2 days. Yay, we're done with the gym. We're done with our walk. So this morning I got up at 5:30. We left to go walking at like 7:15. And now it's a little after 9 and I still have a little walking to do to get myself home. But now it's time for breakfast. Here's one thing I have to say about going to the gym for myself. I do it not because they've got all the best equipment in the world. As you saw, it's kind of like a graduated hotel gym. But for me, the most important reason is because it gets me out of the house. If I say to myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna do my exercises at home and just get hand weights and do that, never gets done. I will find 1,000,001 things to get involved in rather than do my exercises. So for me, I pay to go to the gym so that I actually get it done. Now there's one more thing I'll do for exercise, but that kind of comes at the end of my day usually, and that is yoga. So we'll get to that a little bit later. Now it's funny because I am such a creature of habit. I will get on a roll and I'll have the same darn breakfast for like months on end. And then I'm like, okay, maybe we'll switch it up a little bit and then I'll try something else and stick with that for like 6 months straight. For breakfast, I just really don't need a lot of variety. I'm like, just give me, I don't want to think about it. Just give me the same thing that I like, and I'm on my way. So come on over to the kitchen with me and I'll show you what I make. So first, I start out with egg beaters. Now here's the thing. I was doing eggs, just eggs, not egg beaters, for a while. I'd have a couple eggs every morning. And what happened was my cholesterol started to sneak up a bit, and I thought, yeah, that's not good. Okay, I guess I got to get rid of the eggs because that's the only thing it could be, since I don't eat meat at all. Haven't since 2011. Dairy, very little, but generally I don't eat dairy. So the only thing that I would be getting cholesterol from was the eggs that I started kind of sneaking into my diet again. In case you're wondering what egg beaters are, they are the egg whites without the yolk. And the yolk is what has all the cholesterol in it. So instead of just buying a carton of eggs and breaking them and throwing all the yolks out, this is just easier for me to buy this. It has a little yellow tint to it, make it look more like eggs, but I've just found this to be easier for me. And some of you might say, well, where do you get your protein from? Look at this. Egg beaters for 3 tablespoons, which we all know is not a lot. There's 5 grams of protein just in 3 tablespoons. I probably have triple that at least. So there's 15 grams of protein right there without me adding anything else in my day. And I looked it up because I was curious. How much protein should the average woman over 50, let's say, be getting? It's between 45 and 55 grams a day, and it really depends on a lot of factors. So we'll just call it in that range. So right there's 15 of my grams of protein just at breakfast. All right, so we're gonna put my eggs in there, and I really just kind of put enough in to cover the bottom of the pan. Next, I'm gonna sprinkle in some nutritional yeast. Well, this is really because nutritional yeast has a lot of vitamins in it, and especially B12, which is something I don't really get in my diet because I'm not eating animal products. And that's the biggest source that it really comes from. The other thing that nutritional yeast does is it gives your eggs a little bit of a cheesy flavor without actually adding the cheese. By the way, this nutritional yeast has 3 grams of protein per tablespoon. So in my eggs, I put at least 1 tablespoon, maybe 2. So there's another 3 to 6 grams of protein. Then I'm gonna add a little everything but the bagel seasoning to kind of kick up the taste here, because obviously if I didn't, it wouldn't taste like much good stuff at all. So we're gonna get that a-cooking, and we're gonna get the next element to my breakfast going, which around here we call the green. It's super easy to make. Everything's just gonna be loaded right in here. So the first thing we're gonna add in here is a nice handful of spinach. Then we're gonna add in a good handful of fresh kale. Stuff that down in there. Then we're gonna add in some frozen blueberries. Now I get my blueberries frozen for this kind of thing because this bag will last a lot longer in the freezer than getting fresh berries. Now, fresh berries works good too. You just do what's better for you. And I'm gonna add in some chunks of frozen pineapple. I'm also gonna add a cutie orange, part of a green apple. Then we're gonna add in my dry ingredients that I pick up from Amazon. You could probably get this at grocery stores near you, some grocery stores, but I add in some goji berries. The reason why I do is because these are loaded with antioxidants, which is really good for you. This would also be good to put in oatmeal because they'll plump up when they get wet. And it just kind of gives you a good addition of flavor and a lot of antioxidants into your oatmeal as well. Then I add in some camu powder. This comes from a berry that grows in South America and other parts of the world. This berry has more antioxidants than almost anything else around. It even has, I was reading it, it has 760% of your vitamin C every day, and that is just for 1 teaspoon. So I put in about a half a teaspoon of this into my smoothie as well. Now you don't have to do this part, but then I add in some raw organic wheatgrass juice powder. That's a mouthful. So here's what it looks like. It doesn't look very appetizing, but it's really good for you. So I sprinkle in about a half a teaspoon of that as well, just to give me more of that green kick. Then I'm just gonna put water. Now you could add some kind of juice to this if you wanted to, but I figure I've already got enough sugar, you know, from the different fruit that's in here. So I'm just gonna put straight water. Now, actually, another thing that might be really good is coconut water. That might be really good in here as well, but we're just gonna do water. Now, this may look like a lot, but Mark and I both split it. So I have my little egg concoction over there and a glass of that. I know some of you are like, that looks so disgusting. But honestly, it's really just fruit and vegetables in there. It's a great way to get a lot of nutrients in one little glass. Well, it's not a little glass, but you know what I mean. Listen, it's not a muffin. It's not a piece of cake. But I just keep thinking to myself, this is really good for you. Honestly, when I have this, I feel more energized. Maybe it's just because it's so loaded with vitamins in there. I don't know. It's doing something for me. All right, everyone, I'm cutting out for now. I'll see you at lunchtime. All right, I'm back to show you what I make for lunch. I am getting hungry here. And one thing that I have been kind of having more so than not lately is a big salad. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, salad, that's so boring. Well, yeah, I guess it could be, but wait till you see all the stuff that I add in there. I look forward to this salad, and I can't say that about a lot of salads, but this salad I really do look forward to because it's got a lot of good flavors in there, and I don't feel like I'm just eating rabbit food all the time. But I'm still getting a lot of good nutrients in there because it's made up of mostly vegetables. I'll tell you what, right there, just with those greens in there, has got so many nutrients, and you wouldn't realize it, but it's actually got a little protein in there as well. All right, the next thing I'm gonna put in is one of these tomatoes chopped. Now, they're not super big, but one is plenty. I buy these little baby bell peppers, and I'm gonna take that yellow one there and chop maybe about half of it up. And I'm gonna add a little bit of healthy fat, which is in this avocado. Look at how mammoth that thing is. Okay, then I'm either gonna take a little bit of pistachios or a little sunflower seeds and sprinkle that on the salad. Today I'm feeling like sunflower seeds, so let's go with that. Now the next thing I'm going to add into the salad before I put the dressing are some of these alternative chicken strips. So I'm gonna put them in the microwave. Now these chicken strips, let's see how much protein they have here. 15 grams. Oh, that's for 6 pieces. I have 5 in there, so let's call it like 13 grams, I guess. So you can see that if you don't eat meat or dairy in your diet, you can still get your protein from other ways. So let me chop this chicken into bite-sized pieces. And I know probably a lot of you are like, well, why do you eat that instead of just meat? Well, this has no cholesterol, and animal fat always has cholesterol. So for me, who I'm trying to eat better and not put extra cholesterol into my diet from what my body already makes, then I'm going for alternatives that do not have cholesterol in them. All right, let's put the dressing in. So for the dressing, I'm going pretty darn simple. The first thing I'm doing is adding a little olive oil. Maybe it's a tablespoon and a half. Then I'm gonna add some red wine vinegar, just a little bit of that. And then for me, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic salt. Now you don't need to add this, but you can if you want. Okay, let's give that a good toss so that the dressing kind of coats all of the spinach and kale and all that good stuff. So while the salad might not be absolutely perfect, it has a lot of good vitamins and minerals in there for us. All right, look at that. All you can see is pretty much the kale and spinach in there. All the good stuff's at the bottom. All right, I'll meet you guys back in the kitchen in a little while for a snack and then later on for dinner. It is time for a little snack, so this is what I'm doing. I chopped up a banana, and then what I'm gonna do is add like just a little dollop of some kind of nut butter or peanut butter to each little banana slice. That way I'm adding a little bit of protein with the banana, and that is a really tasty little treat. Hey, there we go, a nice healthy snack. So you know how I was telling you a little earlier that I go to yoga twice a week? Well, today's the day. So I'm going to take you along with me and take just a couple clips because I don't want to invade anybody's privacy. But when I go to yoga, it's an hour and a half, 2 times a week. And I'm telling you what, I love it because it's so relaxing. You get a really good stretch in, but also it's really good for building up some core strength too. So I'm really excited. Let's go. We're here going into yoga. As you can tell, it's looking probably a little different in here because it's dark out now. I just got back from yoga. What a great class. If you've never taken a yin yoga class before, what makes it different is you hold positions for a long period of time so that you really stretch out those muscles. And I love it. It's so relaxing, but yet feels so good to get everything really stretched out. So I'm home now. I'm gonna end this day by making a little dinner. It's simple, but I really love the taste of this. So let me get everything together and then we'll get it cooking. The first thing I'm starting with is broccoli. I'm gonna chop this up a little bit more even though it's already chopped up. I just wanna make it into bite-sized pieces. Then I'm gonna take a bag of these little baby red potatoes. You could do regular potatoes if you want. I just like these little guys. So I'm gonna take some of these, chop them up, and put them in the bowl with the broccoli. And then I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on here. And I'm gonna put some of this everything but the bagel seasoning on there. And then I'm gonna toss it all together so it all gets coated. Okay, and then I'm gonna put all this onto my air fryer pan. Spread that out. And I'm gonna put it in the air fryer on 375 for about 25 minutes. It's almost 7 o'clock at night. I don't normally eat this late, but because of coming home later from yoga, I don't want to do a lot of cooking in the kitchen. So I am going to heat up a couple of these as well. Now again, I know some of you all don't like this kind of thing. For me, I like it, it works. And you know what? When you look at this, there is 13 grams of protein in here for 5 pieces. I'm not gonna have 5, I'll probably have 3. But anyways, and did you know that in a medium-sized potato, there's 5 to 6 grams of protein in one of those? As you can see throughout my day, I'm definitely at or above the amount of protein I should be getting in my day without eating a lick of real meat or any kind of dairy. And again, I'm not saying that anyone needs to eat Impossible chicken nuggets or any kind of alternative meat. I'm just sharing with you what I do and what works for me. I'm gonna take this out, so it was 20 minutes because this broccoli is looking a little, a little overdone. It's not bad, and I actually kind of like it a little bit more well done, but I'll show you what it looks like. Doesn't that look good? So, okay, I put my chicken, I cooked that separately, put that in my bowl. Now we're gonna put some of this broccoli and potato mixture in there and stir everything up. That looks good. This is so good, especially when you're really hungry. Have you guys tried cowboy caviar? That is another one of my favorites. Watch this video next right here because I made that recipe in my last video. You're gonna love it. It's got a lot of great things in there.